The really expensive price is, not knowing things and carrying on in life, pretending everything's okay. We all have to pay a price, and both prices are high. It's frustrating and expensive to make the effort that you're making. Is very expensive. It's frustrating. The greatest expense is your time, some money as well. But it's much more fruitful and much less expensive than paying the price of ignorance or stupidity. The really expensive price is, not knowing things and carrying on in life, pretending everything's okay. And one day you wake up and you're like, hey, I'm kind of old and poor and not so smart. Now, you might be too dumb to know that you're not so smart, but you have to be extraordinarily dumb to not notice that you're getting old and you're still poor. So even a dumb person knows they're old and poor. You don't want to be old and poor. You don't want to be old and poor. Old and poor is a real shitty combination. So a lot less expensive to pay the price up front to learn to engage in better behaviors as soon as possible, so you have those compounding effects that happen over time that are in your favor. That's, you're doing that. I'll point out a different social, a little social something that happened today. So I'm walking with Dustin and his wife. They came directly from the airport, by the way. Their flight's delayed. They came directly from the airport with their luggage with them. And I went to meet them out front. And I'm walking back. Dustin has one suitcase. His wife has a suitcase. Do I let his wife drag the suitcase through the whole hotel, or do I take it myself? Do I ask for permission to do that, or I just do that? So I take her bag. He didn't say a word. She didn't say a word, but I think she did say thank you. He didn't say anything, but I know he noticed that. I see that. So I walk, take the wife's bag, walk them through the property, and they just got out. They had 2 flights because they flew from a small place in Louisiana, so they had a layover, and then they had to fly from Dallas to here. Second flight's delayed, so they get here a bit late. They don't go to their hotel and check in. They come right here first. And we're walking through the hallway out here. And she asks him, there's the little place that sells beverages out here. And she says to him, do you want to grab a drink? Do you want something to drink? I didn't hear the word, but I heard she said something to him about, do you want something? And he says, no, we're good. And what he's really saying is, I don't want to stop right now because we're already late. And I stopped and I said, if you want to grab a drink, take a moment and go grab a drink. He's like, you sure? And he goes, she grabbed a couple, whatever, sparkling water or whatever they are. I don't know what they are. And he was in line. He's about to check out. And I don't even know if he knows who's with me or not. Do you, or you just know that there's, so he sees that they're my guests. You don't even know who they are. And he says, I could take care of these, Derek. Like, let me just pay for these. And my first reaction was to say no. My first in my head, I'm just like, nah. And then I thought to myself, I didn't do it so we could save an extra 40 seconds. I thought, somebody that's smart enough to ask me that, I should let them do that for me. Because I'll have to be thoughtful to do something for them in the future. And somebody smart enough to offer what you did. So my first response is just, no, I don't need anything. I'm independent. Everything's fine. But I thought that was very, thoughtful, tactful as well. But I think it was very thoughtful what you did, and I appreciated that. That was intelligent and thoughtful. So, maybe that cost you $5 or $7 or something, and maybe it saved us 40 seconds or a minute. But, you see that's a different type of mood, and, creates a different thought and a different mood when somebody is like, let me have an expense of a few dollars to save you a minute of your lives.
And it's just because, like for, like when you bring guests in, like I would want you to see that like your guests like have good, it represents like the Moneyberg culture. Like that's how like I would want like the guests to be perceiving us like, yeah, we got your back.
I just told the story in front of the room so I can pay back that $7 debt and alleviate any sense of owing something. But I'll still remember that in the back of my head and have some social credit back there as well for you, okay? But you know, that's a thoughtful thing and appreciated. And a lot of people, those are the little type of opportunities that I talk about, or encourage you to be mindful of little things like that. Of like, oh, I see they're in a hurry right now, and let me save them a minute of their lives. It's only going to cost a few bucks. Let me save them a minute of their lives. Sweet. So really good ROI on those type of behaviors probably, huh? I thought it was, I appreciate it, and I thought it was worth noting to the group as well, for both that, to shine a spotlight on you in a positive way, and also to put an anchor like that in their heads of like, look for those little opportunities. If something costs you, a petty amount of money or a petty amount of time, and it's, something that's going to be memorable to others and appreciated, you get a great return on those type of little things. It doesn't cost much, just have to have an awareness of the environment. Okay. Other thoughts, folks?
Yesterday we did the top three the top three goals exercise with Warren Buffett, and I've done that before, but kind of in the context of people who have such singularity of purpose and their own goals, and kind of hearing what they go through, it kind of puts it in a new light for me.
You can't do all these. You can't do fucking 10 things at the same time, man. You just can't. It's like nobody's that smart. Gordon Ryan's the best grappler in the world ever. But, why isn't he also the best golfer and the best pianist? You can't. Because there's only 24 hours in the day. Is he smart enough that he could be a great piano player as well? Yeah, if he wanted to. If he's smart enough that he could be a great golfer or some shit too. Yeah, if he wanted to. Why not do everything then, Derek? Because you can't. So what you try. The more things that you try to fit into the day, and you're distracted and pulled in different directions. And there's been comments in here about my versatility that. That I'm good at a lot of things. Well, I'm good at a lot of things because I'm good at finding the synergy between a lot of things. I'm good at finding overlap and synergy between things that I can engage in various behaviors that are helpful or synergistic to other behaviors that I'm already engaging in. And I don't spend time on other things besides that. I don't want to go to dinner with friends. Plenty of friends I'd be happy to go to dinner with sometime, maybe. Like, it's not that I hate the idea. It's just like, all right, when I look at my schedule for the rest of March or something, it's like, where do I have 90 minutes where there's nothing going on? And I don't. I should have got an MRI back in December for an injury. I haven't made time to go get the MRI. I may or may not go get an MRI. Like, I haven't made time to do that. So I don't have time to do all these little, 90 minutes here and 2 hours there. And I'm not going to anybody's wedding. I'm not going to anybody's funeral, hopefully my own included. Little humor there, very little. I don't want to do any of those things, Not going to your kid's birthday party. I'm not doing any of that shit. So it's not that, it's like, Derek's not my friend. He would have came to my son's birthday party if he was my friend. Like, all right. Okay. So I appreciate, I appreciate being invited to certain things, but Henry Cejudo came up earlier. You know, Henry invites me to his daughter's first birthday party. I'm like, I can't. And he invites me 3 more times. I'm like, bro, I'm not coming, I can't. And, you know, I see it's important to him. This family idea is important to him, and I'm just like, it's incongruent for the way that I live my life to go do that. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. So, Henry, don't be mad at me. Tell your daughter, don't be mad at me. Still love you, Henry. I hope you get your belt back. Cheering for you. I know you're watching right now. I'm not coming to the second birthday either. Shout out to Henry Cejudo. Other thoughts? Yes, sir.
Some people are confused. They'd say, Derek, what is the 10 Commandments of wealth? Not the 10 maybes of wealth. It's the 10 core things that you're going to need to know about in detail if you'd like to accumulate significant wealth in your lifetime. Click this link up here to find more information on exactly what is the 10 Commandments of wealth, how is the program structured, what's inside of it, how are you going to benefit from it. If you're doing well already and you'd like to do better, click that link and find out more. There's over 100 hours of content in this program. I've interviewed dozens of world champions that shared what it took for them to win, to be the top Hall of Fame athletes in their respective areas. And I brought a lot of other superstars in there from business, from legal, people that are real world entrepreneurs that made serious money, as I have myself. We all share with you what are the foundations you're going to need to know if you want to be successful yourself. Be a chooser, not a loser. Click that link, find out more. I'll see you inside.